That was a masterpiece. I mean, I'm gonna give it 5 reels for sure. What?
We're back at the Alamo at Montecillo, and now I'm here with Kai and Andrew, who just got out of The Batman. And so your initial reaction, what do you think, Kai?
Awesome. I loved it. Obsessed.
Okay, all right. I kind of felt the same way. What about you, Andrew?
Honestly, I was kind of skeptical in the beginning. You know, like, okay, Nolan, there's the bar. Let's try to go. And I think he
really hard to surpass.
I think he did a pretty good job, man. Honestly, I was worried about Robert Pattinson, but
you do think that it did surpass Nolan?
Yeah.
Ooh. Can you kind of speak as to maybe a couple of reasons why it surpassed Nolan?
Without spoiling it too much, you have Bruce Wayne, but then you don't really get to see Batman. This, you get to see Batman a lot. You don't like, okay, we know the story. We want to see Batman, and we got Batman. That's what we like to see. So.
Nice. Okay, so Kai, what do you think about Robert Pattinson in this role? Is he a good Batman in your eyes?
Really good. And I was skeptical about him being Batman too because I know him from Twilight, and I love Twilight, right? But that's a different role than Batman, and but he did really good. Really good. Okay. Definitely encompassed Batman. It was the Batman.
Nice. And Andrew, what about the kind of like darker tone that this movie has? And, one can argue it's pretty disturbing because, I mean, it involves a serial killer. Did you like that darker tone, that kind of grim aspect of the movie?
Yeah, I mean, I really kind of like that dark. I mean, obviously, I'm wearing a Jujutsu Kaisen shirt, so like pretty dark from the anime.
Okay.
Yeah, I really like that darkness because it kind of treats it more realism. Like it's kind of like that sense of realism, which I really am a big fan of. Like realism.
Yeah. I mean,
so like okay, we got some billionaire. Okay, we know it's him. Like but this kind of gives it like that real sense of. Oh, okay. Maybe
the way that the Riddler is portrayed, right, as opposed to like Jim Carrey and
he's like it's like he has this kind of like funny, quirky moments, but it's definitely like the dark humor rather than like the Z type.
Kai, what about a character in the movie that stood out to you other than Batman?
Catwoman. I really liked the actress who portrayed her because I feel like she really encompassed like those feline characteristics.
Okay.
And that really stuck out to me.
Yeah, Zoe Kravitz did a good job. Yeah. Okay,
and they have good chemistry.
Oh, her and Robert Pattinson. Yeah. Good point. So we have come to the end. We rate our movies with movie reels, 5 being the highest rating, 1 being the lowest. Out of 5 movie reels, how many reels would you give The Batman?
1. Wait, what did you say?
No. I think you meant to go in the other direction.
You started with 1 up here.
I'm like, what?
Okay. So then
So the highest rating is 5.
5.
So you give it 5.
5. I'll give it a 5.
Okay.
I thought it was opposite days, so I said 1.
There you go. There you go. What about you, Andrew?
Yeah, solid 4.5, 5.
4.5?
Solid, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, you can't be too perfect. There's
always a flaw.
There's always that guy.
There's no such thing as perfection.
You could do better.
Okay. Awesome, guys. Well, thank you so much for being on the show. I appreciate it very much. And have a good day.
Thank you.
And now, everyone, we have Will and Charles. Just came out of watching The Batman, guys. Tell me, what did you guys think of the movie? I have no idea whether you liked it or not.
I think it's the best Batman movie.
Wow, coming out with the haymaker there. Okay, all right. Well, why do you think it's one of the best, the best Batman movie?
It's set up for another movie better than I think a lot of movies do. When you're watching it, there's never a moment where you're like not thinking about just the movie. Like it completely takes up your head when you're watching it.
Right, because it doesn't feel like a 3-hour movie, does it?
Right. Wait, that was a 3-hour movie?
Yeah. Yeah. See, this is good, organic, natural reactions. Yeah, it's a 3-hour movie for sure. It didn't feel like it.
It had to have been like within the first 30 to 40 minutes that it kind of started to click. Like this might not only just be the best Batman movie. This is Batman. This is one of the best Batman actors, if not the best. It felt a lot like it got a lot of traditional like Batman tropes out of the way really quickly. So they pretty much said, okay, everybody already knows the beginner story, the way this starts.
Right.
So let's get that out of the way. Here's all of your characters. This is what's happening. Get ready for movie 2.
There you go. All right, well said, Charles. Well said. Now, Will, kind of hearing you earlier here, it seems like you kind of know your Batman movies all the way back to maybe the Michael Keaton 1989 movie and all that.
Comic books here.
Oh, okay. All right. Comic books. So true fan. So obviously now with this Batman, we we have a journeyman Batman, right? He's 2 years in, but he's still kind of learning how to manage everything, right? How did you like that angle?
Well, I accepted Ben Affleck. I definitely have accepted every single Batman that they've brought to the table. Mm-hmm. And just like when everyone was saying Heath Ledger as the Joker, that's BS.
Right.
I'm going to go ahead and say they got this one right again.
All right, so let's go on to our real ratings here. I mean, obviously, you guys sound like you're huge fans of the movies. I can imagine what your rating might be, but I'm going to ask you anyway. So, Charles, on a scale of 1 to 5 movie reels, you can even do halves, what does the Batman get for you?
4.5.
4.5. That actually kind of shocks me because, wow, the best Batman movie. What gives it a half reel down for you, actually?
I just don't believe in perfection, honestly. I could easily say
so
5
good.
and not.
That's so
like,
good.
I could say 5 as easily as 4.5. I just always say 4.5.
All right, and Mr. Will?
Apparently, my child believes the exact same thing I do. 5 is perfection, and 4.5 is as close as I feel 4.75. I don't know. It's
right. Well, guys, thank you so much for being on the show. You guys were fantastic. Hope to see you guys again. Okay?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Take care.
We're here at the Alamo Drafthouse at Montecillo in El Paso, and I have Vance with me, who just got out of The Batman, Matt Reeves' The Batman. And so, Vance, do you consider yourself a big Batman fan?
I would say I am a Batman fan.
Yeah. Are you a fan of the movies?
Yes.
Okay. So compared to the other films, how would you rank this movie?
It's definitely one of my favorites now.
One of your favorites? Yeah. Okay. So in this particular movie, what did you think of Robert Pattinson? A lot of people are talking about his portrayal of Batman. What do you think about his take on Batman in this movie?
I think he was a really good Batman, but he wasn't that good of a Bruce Wayne, in my opinion.
Was lacking in Bruce Wayne?
Yeah, okay. It's just his looks.
When I saw the movie, I thought that it was a really dark take on Batman, right? It's kind of like disturbing at times with the Riddler being a killer and everything.
Yeah.
Did you like that aspect of the movie?
I thought it was definitely better than like the old Riddler appearance, which is more cartoony and stuff.
Okay.
But yeah, I see what you mean by that.
Yeah. Well, you have some good insight. So on our channel, we rate our movies using movie reels, 5 reels being the highest rating and 1 being the lowest. So out of 5 reels, how many would you give the Batman?
A 4.
A 4. Okay. So 1 reel knocked down because?
Just the Bruce Wayne character. Also, in my opinion, this is just me, that made me get kind of annoyed. He didn't have a deep enough Batman voice.
He didn't have a deep enough Batman voice?
Yeah,
okay.
It felt like his voice was the same the whole time.
So your expectations of Batman fell a little short, but overall you like the movie?
Yeah.
All right. Well, awesome. Thank you for sharing your reaction. I really appreciate it, okay? Take care.
No problem.
All right.
Okay, everyone. Welcome, Kitty and Fergal here, guys. Are you guys big Batman fans or casual Batman fans?
I'd call myself a casual Batman fan.
A casual Batman fan. Okay, all right. Well, was this a casual movie, or did you guys think this really hit it out the park?
I thought it really hit it out of the park, and here's why. I grew up with the DC comics, the Batman comics, so I'm very old school when it comes to Batman.
Sure.
And in those, it's got a darkness and a grittiness, and Batman's always part of the shadows. He mysteriously appears. He melts out of the shadows.
Nice.
And this film, that's what I was really looking for. It really captured that.
Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. Okay. All right. Well, Kitty and yourself.
I think this is honestly the best DC film I've seen.
Okay.
Probably ever.
Yeah. Okay. And so with this movie, obviously we have Robert Pattinson. You know, everyone remembers him as Edward Cullen from Twilight, but yet he's done a lot of indie films since then. You know, showing that he's more than just a shiny vampire. How did you like his performance in this movie?
Honestly, I was really impressed. I thought as soon as I heard that he was going to be Batman, I rolled my eyes just hard, just into the back of my skull. I rolled my eyes. I'm like, oh, here we go, sparkly vampire is going to play Batman. Right. But I was really impressed. I was shockingly impressed with his performance, and he doesn't have the overdone gravelly whisper that
the Batman voice that everyone makes fun of.
Yes. He didn't sound like Lego Batman.
Oh yeah, that too.
He actually, I think he kind of knocked it out of the park. I think he did a really good job with it.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean, you sound like you like the movie, so and this is a nice segue into what we call our reel ratings, right? So, Kitty, how many reels would you give this movie on a scale of 1 to 5?
Just shy of a 4.
Okay, so
like 3.8.
3.8.
I'm going to go with 3.8.
What do you think it could have done better to maybe have gotten a higher rating for you?
There is a part with the fridge that really bothered me.
Okay.
But just little things that I was like, why? Like, it was kind of a little unnecessary. I think they could have probably cut maybe 20 minutes out of the film and it would still be just phenomenal.
Gotcha.
I still think it would be awesome.
All right. Okay. And Fergal, how about yourself, sir? Being the DC Comics loyalist that you are.
I really need to think about it a bit more. There was so much in there. I love the soundtrack. I love the grittiness. I love the fact that it was so dark all the way through. Mm-hmm. You may notice it was never bright. It was never sunshine.
True, literally, yeah.
It was dark or dusk or dawn at night all the time. I love the soundtrack. I've found a couple of things a little bit cliche that we've seen before.
Okay.
But overall, right now, I'm going to go with a 3. There were some elements that I feel like I've seen before.
Gotcha. Okay.
So just a little bit more originality.
If there was one villain from the Rogues Gallery that you could throw in there for the next movie, who would it be?
I'm gonna
Scarecrow for sure.
Scarecrow.
Absolutely. Nice. Scarecrow.
Okay.
I like especially the Arkham Asylum video game Scarecrow.
Yeah, okay.
Like specifically that one.
All right. Thank you so much for your time and for your thoughts, guys. Have a great weekend, okay?
We're back at the Alamo, and I am with Ben, who just got out of the Batman. And so, Ben, how does this film compare to the previous Batman films?
I would say it's a step above the Snyder stuff. I think it was a return to form in what Batman should be, with a lot of the dark thematic, kind of the way they filmed it in the cinematography. Yes.
Right. The look of it, the grim, the disturbing, themes in there. Yep. Okay.
Absolutely.
So, but you have some qualms with it too.
Yeah. Without giving away spoilers, some of the ending I feel was antithetical to what Batman should be.
Okay. As in, there's a change in tone, maybe, or.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, you hit it right there on that. Yeah, you think Batman, you think certain words. Fear being one of them, and I feel towards the end he says something. I was like, I don't think that's Batman.
It kind of lost its believability a little bit.
For me, it was just like kind of what Batman stands for. What the whole point of why Batman is who Batman is.
Sure. Okay. Right? What about as far as the villains in this movie? They're not the typical ones, and so what did you think of their take on the Riddler, the Penguin, Falcone?
Falcone.
Yeah.
There were some allusions to other Batman villains that weren't. They were very subtle. The villains that they did have in there explicitly, amazing.
So our highest rating on the channel is 5 movie reels. 1 reel is the lowest. So out of 5 movie reels, how many reels would you give the Batman?
I give it a 3.
Okay.
I mean, it's teetering on a 4.
Okay. Still a bigger fan of the Christopher Nolan Batman?
Yes, but that's there's more there. I think this has the potential to overtake it.
Okay, well, thank you very much for sharing your reaction. We appreciate it. Have a good night.
Next up, guys, at the Alamo Drafthouse, we have Frank. Frank, are you a Batman aficionado, or are you just here to watch a good movie?
No, I've been a Batman fan since a kid, so yeah, that's my favorite superhero.
All right, well, tell me what you thought about the movie.
So the movie was very realistic. I thought so, and so it's different. It's not so focused on Bruce Wayne,
right,
and more on Batman. And what I found interesting was that Batman wasn't so liked by the police, so it was different for sure.
Right. You mentioned that it was kind of steeped in realism, which I totally agree with you, right? Because Gotham seems very grimy. You have, the street element. You have corrupt politicians and police officers, that type of thing. Batman still kind of learning the ropes. He's not perfect. Right. Yeah, for sure. What did you think about the fact that this was more of a detective movie, I suppose?
I mean, it was interesting, but I also feel like it touched a lot of on things that go currently in our world. So I thought that was kind of interesting as well.
All right. Yeah. And how does this movie rank among or within the pantheon of Batman movies you've seen?
I would probably give it about a 4.
A 4?
A 4.
A 4. Oh, is it the best Batman movie you've ever seen, or is there another one that's better?
I think till now, probably Christian Bale movies have been, but I don't know. Maybe we got to give him a chance and see how it is. I mean, it's Batman. I'm a fan, so I'll like it. I'll come and see it regardless. But yeah, Christian Bale by far is my favorite.
He's still the
Batman.
king.
He's still a king.
All right,
he's
cool.
a Batman. No.
All right. Well, thanks for giving your thoughts on this channel.
No, thank you. Thank you
really
for having
do
me.
appreciate it, Frankie. Take care. Have a great weekend. Okay.
You too.
All right.
It's a masterpiece. I mean, I'm gonna give it 5 reels for sure. What?